Good evening. Welcome to the Memoirs. So glad to have you here. I wanted to talk about some things, like usual. We are here to obsess about Napoleon, always, but in the course of doing this project, which was always about helping people understand who Napoleon really was, he was someone who loved to do charity. So this project was always about giving and helping people understand that Napoleon was an extremely benevolent person and actually quite honest. Not always. He wasn't always honest, but he wanted to be honest, and that was his natural state. But sometimes he did employ deception in his strategies, and he lied when he had to, but he much preferred to be an honest person, and he kind of was a truther. So since I'm so directed by his spirit and inspired by his spirit, I decided sort of he decided that my project was going to be about truth no matter what. And I was going to try to find out the truth. And I knew that was the most dangerous thing that a person could possibly ever do on this planet, because I'm very well aware of the fact that the people who can conjure up money out of the air for themselves are very invested in having us fighting and tricked. And if we all don't know the truth or don't know the nature of reality, we can't understand each other. So, this is a very basic way in which our lives are basically being destroyed. So, financiers can feel a little more secure that the public will never unite and remove them from power and stop them from committing their crimes against us and stealing our resources and rigging the game in their favor and establishing monopolies and trampling on our laws and our rights and our happiness. And I should have the right to have a career. I should have the right to talk to my twin flame if he wants to talk to me. That really bothers me a lot, that I can't talk to my twin flame. If he were not amongst the living, it would be easier. But if he's amongst the living and I can't talk to him, it's actually torture for me. So I would love for that to change. Please, world, make that change for me somehow. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, by all means, send me that email. Let me know that I'm wrong. Okay, I know I'm right, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong. I've been fooled. I've been tricked. I make mistakes. Anyway, so in 2017, I became very determined to find out the truth, and that's when all the people came running from the financial district in London and sent all their agents to me, all my new best friends who are going to help me decide what I was going to post and not post. And they all came to me in a deceptive cloak. And I sometimes I think the truth would work better for them, and they don't want to tell the truth ever. It's like they revel in lying, and it's almost as if it's their religion to lie. So I'm watching all these people on YouTube who are supposedly truthers, and I could smell something was up pretty easily. And it was all about celebrities and how celebrities are basically being deceptive about their gender, and how they're all basically playing parts, putting on a show for the public to make us think things that are not true. And basically, they're all in a huge conspiracy. And, they're just deceiving us at the most basic of levels, at the gender level. And, I'm watching all this stuff. I really don't realize how the spy system works and how the financiers work. I'm not aware of all these things yet. I know something's up. And I'm watching these videos about how the celebrities are on this huge conspiracy against us. And it's only being directed at, truthers or, I, I almost want to say Christians or like poor people. This is all being focused towards the demographic that they want Q for. It's kind of like poor, angry people. And they were like planting it in all of our heads. Not that I'm such a Q person, but they wanted me to be a Q person. So they wanted to like brainwash me in that direction. This is all mind control, dark occult stuff that's coming straight from the enemy within in our governments, who ultimately, I always see the puppet strings go back to England. Um, They want you to think it's the US and Israel, but it's the center I know is England, and Germany's real big into it too. So they're trying to throw you off that it's Israel and the US, but it's really kind of those are the fronts. Anyway, so I saw all of they made their case that the celebrities were in this conspiracy against us, and they're playing characters, and they're like with handlers, these celebrities that we love. They're with like people who are clearly like controlling them, and they were showing all of that. And this was coming straight from uh, the enemy within in our country. These are highly funded operations, and these people are all agents, and they're like conditioning us. They were conditioning us to hate celebrities, but they were using uh, evidence that could not be refuted. There was no way you could deny it. So they were literally using the truth to make us hate celebrities. And then I think they had a whole plan for me. I was going to attack all these celebrities because by then I had already confronted Matt Lauer, and that was very shocking, even for myself, that I was saying all these things about Matt Lauer, but I felt like I should. So I think they kind of pegged me as somebody who would be fantastic at creating divisions between the celebrities, which are kind of like the elites or the representatives of the elites, and the population. So I would be like the angry population attacking the celebrities, and then the celebrities would be like so terrified of me, and then, obviously I've been blacklisted to them also. And the fact that they've gone along with that, I don't know if their lives are being threatened or if their livelihood is being threatened, but you guys should not be blacklisting me. You should not be doing that. I'm actually on your side. I hope you guys understand that. I'm on your side. I want the truth. I want freedom. I want abundance. I want art, culture. I want a new day. And your uh, owners basically are setting you guys up. You're all being set up. That's what I'm trying to say. The celebrities have been mightily set up to be put in this position as traitors and collaborators and conspirators and all this. They've all been set up. And then I was set up to attack them, and they wound me up to attack them. So they're setting up this Hatfield and McCoy thing, which they always do. They're Republicans and Democrats and abortion or whatever. All of these things are just to get us fighting. We could work things out. We could talk things through. We could understand each other. But they're always trying to like wind up people to the right and wind people up to the left. This is just them up to their same old tricks. So they wound me up against celebrities. Obviously, I was the perfect candidate because I already was really, I already had it, okay? Because I live in the Hamptons. I live with the elites. I did not ever call them elites. I called them city people. But I've been watching city people my whole life. I've had a ton of interaction with city people. And I just know a lot about this group. And a lot of my experiences have been horrible. I mean, unbelievably horrible. And I'm like, why are they like this? I don't understand why they're like this. They don't really act like the rest of us. So I've been watching them. Like, why do you guys act like this? What happened to you? Like, I don't understand it. Anyway, so I did get wound up, and I took all this ammo that these enemy within agents within my own freaking government gave me, put into my hand, and asked me to throw it at somebody. And I threw it at Elvis Costello. Why did I throw it at Elvis Costello? And I was wound up to do it, but it was because I loved him. That's the saddest part. It was all because I wanted I was so frustrated and angry and everything, but I was like warning him. I didn't think he could ever even see me. I literally didn't think he was real, and I literally thought I was invisible to him. So that's how much I was messed up about celebrity. Like I didn't think a celebrity could see me. Like I'm invisible to celebrities. And I tried so many times to reach out to him, and it was so impossible. I was like, well, I guess he's not real or something because there's no way to, he comes to my area. I live in the New York area. He comes to New York all the time. There was no way I could ever, and there's no way I could ever talk to him. I'm still behind this bulletproof glass. I can never talk to this person. So hopefully you can understand why sometimes I even wonder if he's real at all. But I did throw all of this ammo at him, and I accused him of every single thing that they were saying about celebrities. I could easily apply to him as well. And I just he comes off as a protester, and at that time, the English government was in love with him and very excited to give him things at that time, suspiciously. Right during the time when they're winding me up against him, the English government's like really making him look like a traitor. And, I don't know if he can say no to the queen. I don't think he can, be honest with you. That's my hunch. I don't think he really wants to go accept awards from the queen. I think he has to, and then he has to act like it's wonderful. And, these people are not free. He says all of the time, he's not free, he's a captive. I don't know how much he can say, how much he can't say. There's some line, because if you just listen to his songs, he's telling you he is trapped. You look at his book, I just read him say, "I'm trapped." He's openly trapped on the cover of Spike. He's mounted on a wall. He is openly trapped in something that has something to do with secret societies, because it has all. I think he overuses the symbols. I don't. I think he's really trying to like make you see them. If you, who knows, who knows? But he certainly covers everything he does with secret society symbols. So these are not secrets. I'm not making these things up. So I attacked him and I called him a traitor. It's, different words, but I called him a traitor. I called him a controlled opposition. I was like crazed. I was so upset. I was so upset. But I, I guess I didn't even really think that he would even see it. I'm invisible, right? I'm invisible. So anyway, I'm not invisible, but the celebrities should not be going along with that. It's you guys are going along with your own downfall, because they're setting you guys up, and then you're supporting them in looking like collaborator traitors by going along with the blacklisting of me. I'm the one telling the truth. I'm the one actually standing up for you. I'm the one who's actually saying the truth in the news. So you guys should all be supporting me, and you guys look like traitors because you don't support me. It's because of your own actions that the public is so incredibly mad. So it's being whipped up, and celebrities are being vilified, but they don't have to cooperate so much with it. And I understand it's this organized crime, and they're violent. You know, I get it, and money. We all need money. So still, though, there has to be a time when we get past these reasons. They're organized crime. That's the whole problem. They're organized crime. Organized crime is holding a leash on all of us. Anyway, so I'm just gonna make my point one more time. Part of my rambling, please, but I did attack. I do like to call Elvis Costello Cohen, King of America, Napoleon Dynamite. It's just a name I like better for him, so I'm just gonna call him Cohen. But I want to be clear who I'm talking about. I felt terrible. I've always adored him, and I didn't want to hurt him. And I guess I didn't even know if he was reading. I guess he was reading. So I feel terrible about it. And I felt terrible about it at the time. And I really did feel terrible about that. And it broke my heart to do it. But um, when he came out with an album, I just thought, I don't even want to look at this album, because he probably did. He's sensitive. He's obviously very sensitive. And I just couldn't deal with the idea that hurt him or anything. And I listened to the album a little bit, and it's just like so much anger. It's not that angry, but you can just tell he's really not happy. And I was like, oh no, I probably have something to do with this. I can't handle it. And he's so smart. And I thought he was a really bad person. So I thought it would be like the most vicious things, because he writes really vicious things about some of these girls, and I'm like, oh no, I can't handle it. If he's gonna write mean things about me, I can't even read it. So I didn't even pay attention. And lately I've been putting his songs up from that album. So you can see he really was, it's an incredible album, and he did an amazing job. But he didn't respond to me with anger or anything. And that's why I'm doing this, and that's why I'm defending him. It's why I think he's Napoleon. And I know I hate being in this position, because I can't talk to him. So I just seem like a crazy fan, and I hate it. But I do think he's Napoleon, and he did do the right thing with me, even though he was like basically set up to be vilified by me. Instead of writing vicious songs about me and what a horrible person I am, which is exactly what I expected, that's not what he did at all. He did the total opposite of that. And he understood my situation better than I did, years ahead of me. That's what is blowing my mind. He is not anything I thought he was. And I can't emphasize that enough. He is not anything what I thought I was. So he has been heavily vilified for a long time. And you think, oh, well, he's the greatest musician ever, whatever. No, they're doing things to make him look a certain way, and he's being maneuvered. And because he is essentially trapped in a monopoly, if he wants to continue his career, and he's Napoleon. He's ambitious. He wants to have a career. He is Napoleon. You have to understand this is Napoleon. Napoleon is even Napoleon himself in the 1800s said emigres were the cheaters, the traitors then. And he said, I could have been an emigre, just one little, I could have followed a girl somewhere, and I would have been an emigre. So he was always so, so understanding and forgiving about these situations because they are created. Even that emigre situation was conjured up by secret societies. The secret societies find ways to get us to fight and to put these labels on us. And they were just like dying for me to be anti-vax, and somehow they were going to get something from that. And then they're winding all the celebrities up to be these horrible traitors. And the thing killed my mother. It's from the people that intimidate me. It's from the people that blacklisted me. This is not arguable. It's not a secret where this thing comes from. It comes from uh, genocide people. Read Dews. I hate to say read, but Inventing the AIDS Virus by Peter Duesberg. It's all the same people. There is this genocide. It just is. I've proven it a million times. It's just the genocide people are really want to give us injections, and who would ever be pro injections from the genocide dreamers? Okay, so because we're being set up basically to kill each other and to take medical products and that will kill us. It killed my mother, and we're being engineered to hate each other and misunderstand each other. And I've been trying not to fall for their tricks. I've been trying not to support Trump or whatever they want me to do. Whatever they want me to do, I don't do. And I know they want me to tax celebrities. I know that's one of their little dreams for me. And it's not my favorite group, to be honest with you. But I do like music, and that is why I've been focusing on music. And partially because I really am having a telepathic partnership with this person. I can't believe it every day, but it's happening every day. And we pick the songs together for the blog, and we talk about what we're going to do with my project. So he has hijacked my project, and I can't believe it every day, but it happens every day. So it's been going on since January. I've been open about it. I basically let him take over my project, and I'm such a fan of his. I'm thrilled. I would love to see what he would like to do with my project. It's it's how little I think of what I'm doing. So I wasn't running it anyway. It was Napoleon's run. Either way, I'm not doing it. So it's been amazing, and I'm just feel so like I'm in a purgatory, and I'm stuck, and I don't know what to do. So I found a letter that Napoleon wrote to his stepdaughter Hortense, and it's so similar to the way he was with me because I'm also trying to prove that I'm Hortense. I hope I'm proving it, and so I'm Hortense and he's Napoleon, and we're reincarnated versions of them. And please listen to the Napoleon memoirs. I'll put the link associated with the video that I'll put up on the blog. And just look at our personalities. We're not normal people. Napoleon and Hortense are not normal people. Hortense is a hyper fragile fanatic for Napoleon who is kind of like a workaholic artist, and she's a famous musician. And she is she's just obsessed with Napoleon. She can't think of anything but Napoleon. So she's completely obsessed with Napoleon. I can't not be obsessed with Napoleon. It's impossible. So it's like this twin flame thing. So you're always thinking about your twin flame. You're always trying to get back together with them. You're always trying to like merge with them. It's this like uh, this thing in your life that it's an obsession. And I actually do see that with Conan also. I can see he's like that as well. And I can see it throughout his career. He's a lot of similarities. Basically, you're. I think it leads to like almost love addiction because y- you know you have this problem and you don't know what to do with it, and you're just in so much pain about it. So Napoleon was, as I said yesterday, I feel he was put under a spell because Josephine was getting older and she had children and she had no prospects. And she was an aristocrat who really couldn't get a job or anything. So she had to find a husband with prospects quick. And I think she did what she had to do to get Napoleon in the mood to marry her. And he sure got into the mood to marry her. And she was almost a prostitute. So Napoleon is he's not that great with women. He's kind of a shy nerd. So I could see how a experienced woman like Josephine would get along with him because he was not probably the most experienced person at 25 because he hadn't had money. He wasn't rich, so he didn't have that many girls in his life, and that's sad. But that's the truth. Only when he had money did he become so attractive to women. He was not that attractive to women before that. That is the truth. So he gets married. He's madly in love with his wife. I don't think Josephine really was his type. I do think it was a spell. And this love addiction, twin flame thing, I think he had this incredibly strong drive to find his other half. And when he got married, he had a 12-year-old daughter who he couldn't even see for anything, but that's Josephine's daughter. And he carted Josephine's children off to boarding school. It's very interesting. Napoleon just moved into Josephine's house, took over, sent the kids out, and then got ready to get married and then take over Italy. And when he's in Italy, he's just crying out for Josephine and writing all these letters. And he does not know Josephine. He does not know this woman at all. He doesn't know the first thing about her. So this is all him. That's what I really want people to say, that you're seeing the romantic, crazy Napoleon unleashed, because he doesn't know Josephine at all. He's had a couple nights with her. That's all. And he knows she has this daughter, and he wants to get along with the daughter. And the daughter, which was Hortense, she she didn't like him at all. A lot of times throughout the story, Hortense is not like Napoleon, but Napoleon always loves her back. That's what I'm trying to show you here. As horrible as I was, he just loved me back. That's what I can't handle. But that's what he's doing here in this letter. This is the first letter that he ever wrote to Hortense. And she was just a little girl who was jealous about her mother and didn't want someone moving in on her mother and didn't like this guy much. And it's her twin flame. You know, I think I can prove it. This guy's her twin flame. He's 25 years old and she's 12. And he's just madly in love with her mother. And Napoleon would, he had a very teasing sense of humor. And he would say to Hortense when she was 12 that, you know, girls were stupid, you know, kind of make her mad. He would pick on women to just to get her worked out because that made him laugh. And she was so already so high strung, so easy to tease. So Hortense was pressured and pressured and pressured by her schoolmistress to write him a letter once he was winning all these battles in Italy. And the schoolmistress was saying, "This man is incredible that married your mother. You have to go write him a letter." She's like, "I can forgive him all his conquest, but not that of my mother." So everybody laughed at her because she was so serious and so worked up about everything, just like I am. And so she says in her memoirs that she wrote him a letter saying, let's say, very long. So funny. One idea. I've been told of your marriage with my mother. What surprises me is that you, whom I have so often heard speak badly of women, should have made up your mind to marry one of these creatures. So that's from her memoirs. She's saying that's basically what she said to him. This is the general that's taking over Italy. She says he's a hypocrite. It's funny. It's really funny that she was always like that with him. Anyway, this is what he says in return. It's not too long. I'll record it. So, to Mademoiselle Hortense, I have received your charming letter. In the midst of the horrors of war, there is nothing more delightful than to be reminded of those dear children whom I am fond of both on their account because they belong to the person whom I care for more than anyone else in the world. You are a very naughty girl. You wish to make me contradict myself. You should know, charming Hortense, that when we speak ill of men, we make an exception in our own favor. When we speak ill of women, we accept the one whose charm and gentle ways have captured our heart and engrossed all our attention. And then, as you know very well, your mother is not to be compared with anyone else on earth. No one can unite her never varying gentleness with that indescribable something that affects all those who come near her. If anything could add to the joy I feel in belonging to her, it is the welcome responsibilities it involves towards you. I will act as though I were your father, and you shall love me as though I were your best friend. But I'm cross with you and cross with your dear mamma. She promised to come and see me, and she has not come. Time goes slowly when we are far from those we love. Think of how glad I should be to see you in Paris, to argue with you, and to tell you terrible tales. Do not forget me entirely. Kiss to Eugene, whom I ought to write. Believe me, yours forever, Bonaparte. P.S. You should have received the little box of perfume. I will bring you 100 pretty things. So sweet. He was so sweet. So, a lot of people wouldn't even want to have a stepchild, you know. He was incredible. I can't even deal with him. So, and part of what he did with Josephine was he was stepping in for a murdered patriot, which was Josephine's husband, the Viscount de Beauharnais. He was a general, and he was a leader in France, and they killed him. So that's part of the terror situations. In the terrors, the leaders get killed somehow. And I've been continually maneuvered into like sieges and civil wars and all kinds of things. There's always lots of invitations for me to lead movements and stuff. So they like to whip up terror and conflict, and then hopefully have the heroes in there to get killed. And that's exactly what happened to Josephine's husband. So Napoleon, I think, took it as a sacred duty to help one of these families that lost their provider because of these secret society terrorism episodes that get thrown at humanity. I can show backwards and forwards that that's true. The secret societies whipped up the French Revolution, and Napoleon was enforcing the law, and they can't have that. That's what this is really about. Everything going on is about the enforcement of the law. If the law were being enforced, if we were making sure that it's the law has to be enforced. It has to, or else they're going to kill us. It's not easy math. This is easy math. And all the celebrities that, whatever, you guys should not be backing up the people that have been setting you guys up for years, maybe since birth, actually. They're setting you guys up all the time. And the main agent who, like, never leaves me alone, she literally did a view, uh, pardon me, a video. She's like a Q fake truther person. She pretends to be a populist. And then she does these videos about how to be a marketer. I don't understand her persona very well either. And she was bragging that you can just pay celebrities to do anything. And this is what she's doing as a fake truther, Q publicist from the enemy within the United States. She's laughing at how you can just pay celebrities and they'll do anything. I put that video up repeatedly on my blog. And she's just laughing. This is one of the publicists, these enemy within publicists, laughing at the celebrities that you just, just throw drugs at them and money and they'll just do anything. And don't back that up. This is horrible. These are the people holding your chains and they're laughing at you guys. And you guys are blacklisting me. You shouldn't be blacklisting me. You should be supporting me. You should be helping me. I am not against anything honest or cultural. I'm against abuse and crime. So the blacklisting of me should not still be going on. And that's why you guys look like such traitors. I just want you to know that. As soon as they blacklisted me and you guys all went along with it, that was it. That was all anybody needed to say. So if you guys want to get out of treason land, try acknowledging the truth, reality. I mean, I respect Cohen so much because whatever his situation is, I understand he has responsibilities. I get that. But he did back me up and he did help me. And he, I think, did what he could. And that's why it's so benevolent. And I know he's had to pay a very high price for that. I hope people start to realize it's in their best interest to do the right thing. Their best interests are to do the right thing. And to just be scared and terrified about money is how you guys got into the situation. So now we're going to read a little bit Cohen's memoirs. And now you can compare it because you just heard Napoleon's voice. Now you can hear Cohen's voice. We were given Dickens' Hard Times to read, as we were being told they were right around the corner. Till the age of 16, I'd gone to a secondary modern school in Hounslow on the road out to the London airport, where I think we'd been part of some mad educational experiment in which classic literature was pretty much limited to one play by Shakespeare. The rest of the reading list consisted of relatively contemporary books from the 50s and early 60s. Arnold Wexker's play about kicking the fascists out of the East End of London, and John Osborne's drama about an angry young man, and Northern novels about thwarted ambitions and desires by John Brain, Keith Waterhouse, and Alan Sillitoe, full of daydreamers and vaguely predatory women. Most of these books had the advantage of having already been made into films with an A certificate from the British Board of Censors. A was obviously for adult, but that didn't have the same implication as it would today. It meant that you had to be over 16 or accompanied by an adult if you wanted to see such a film. But if you could sneak into the cinema, you could write your essay based on the film adaptation and avoid reading the book entirely. I'd managed a fairly decent mark for an essay about A Tale of Two Cities, despite having referred only to an American Classics Illustrated comic book version of Dickens. Can't even continue. I just can't. It's too much there. Okay? Once again, sabotage education. He told me that. That's what I'm going to say. He made me understand that his education was sabotaged. Okay? England, 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 England. Smartest guy. I think I'm proving he's Napoleon. It's the same guy. I think so. Anyway, I'll keep going. I'll keep trying to prove it to you. Hopefully, I can prove it to you. It's still holding up, but if it changes, I'll let you know. Anyway, thank you so much. Don't fall for the tricks, please. Please, don't fall for their tricks anymore. Please, law enforcement, please. I would love to not. It hurts me to not be able to talk to my twin flame if he's amongst the living. I can't handle it. Please change that. It's horrible. It's really horrible. Anyway, good night.